The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show.
All right, where'd Sasha go? She said she had a question, and I told her I'd keep her for last. So hit us with a question.
Yeah. All right. So we had like the most insane client that I think we've ever had. I don't know if I could just create some context for it or what would be the best way to talk about it. But basically,
first I would start by exchanging numbers with Claire and somehow introducing her crazy client with your crazy client and just see like watch them fight. Like that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask if they were an insurance broker. I'm like, we should just ban insurance brokers.
We need three. Two's not enough. You get three. We'll do a ban. Well, let's start with the end in mind. Sasha, are they still a client and you're trying to know what to do? Are they a former client? Like what's the goal? Then we'll work backwards.
So so basically our process, so this was supposed to be a standard recurring clean. So we serviced her house yesterday for the first time. She kept adjusting the date because she has the house for sale. And so she's in the middle of like inspections and like all the stuff, up until closing. But we were supposed to come in yesterday to do a clean prior to the buyer's inspection, which was today. So she started texting me last night.
So that sounds like a one-time clean, not a recurring clean.
It was, but when she originally booked it, she booked it as a recurring service, saying that
booked it online or booked it with a salesperson?
No, with me, actually. I was a salesperson.
Okay, so again, I'm just hearing red flags all over. If they're selling the house, I'm like, well, how can this be recurring?
Right. No, that's a great question. So she called me and she said, I am letting my cleaning service go because they haven't been performing. I said, tell me more about that. Right.
Hold on. Let's skip to the end and say where are you with this person now? And how can I help you?
So the last message, yes, good idea. So the last message she said to me was, you have been blocked. Your lies and false accusations are unbelievable. I filed a formal complaint with your threats, and I did not waive anything. I was not asked to do a walkthrough, and I was unaware of any walkthrough. I don't need
any more details. Okay. This is a crazy person. So anytime either one of you is crazy. I know you well enough. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. It's her.
Well, that's Jake. If I'm
right, either you threaten her family with a machete or she's insane. I'm gonna assume it's probably the latter. So when it comes to crazy people, and I'm not trying to cut you off because I hate you.
We don't want to spend a lot of time on it.
It's not worth the breath.
No, I don't want you to focus on shit that she's already sucked too much time and energy and life out of you, and I don't want. I'm so. Just so you guys know, you would know this in my personal life, I'm very selective about who I spend time with, and anyone that's negative or just shitty, I block immediately unless they're family, and then I do my best. So really, that's why I was kind of with Claire, like, I don't want you in this. Like, it sucks so much life out of you. And there's so many people that care about you and need you and want you to help them. And when you're not there for them, like if I had it before the event, if there's some sort of bad news or something, there wasn't, but it's some devastating thing or some angry client or somebody, like I would try to not hear about that or know about that before the event because I want to come in fully ready to serve. So I'm just trying to always have you guys experience your business as painlessly as possible. Not painless because there's always going to be strife, but some of it's opt-in, which is what I'm trying to get out of, and the stuff that you have to deal with, we're going to deal with. So I would literally just respond to her however you can respond. I mean, I would give her all of her money back and just get the hell out of there. And it would just no conversation. I am so sorry you had a bad experience. We certainly aren't here to upset you. Here's all of your money. Best of luck. I really hope you're a bitch and I wish you were dead and I hope you get cancer. I'm so sorry you feel that way. I'm sure I'd be just as angry. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Here's all your money back. I would, doesn't matter what they say there, and they lose interest because they keep kicking you or they keep verbally telling you your shit, and you're like, yeah, I'm shit, I'm the worst. It's not fun anymore because when you fight with them, hey, I didn't lie. You're now you're dealing with crazy. Like you can't. You're trying to get. It's like, do you know you're being insane? Oh, thank you. I was insane. That was wildly unprofessional of me. Let me make it. They're never going to do that. When you fight, they're just going to fight back. So just give them their money. Publicly and privately. I'm so sorry. I hope you have a better experience. Best of luck. You're an a-hole. Got it. I'm so sorry. Best of luck. I hope everything goes. And just get the hell out of it. And like I mentioned to Claire, I wouldn't do it personally if I could get out of it because they're just crazy. And I'm not going to put my employees in the line of crazy town fire, but it's just like collections. If it's your money, it's weird collecting. But if it's an employee, they're just like, for all of you guys, so she handles all the money. It'd be weird for me to be like, hey, where's your money, Sasha? You haven't paid. And I'm sure you have. So if you haven't, I'm so sorry. I'm not picking on you. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
It's just different if Sochi has that conversation. It's just her boss and someone else's money and some of that. Like, she doesn't have any emotional attachment. She's just like, hey, you got to pay or we'll kick you out of the group. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Same with bad things, right? When they're like, you're a psycho, Sasha, and you and your company, you like, this is our baby, right? Is like, oh my gosh, you're talking about something that's valuable.
Yeah,
to me.
you said my baby's ugly.
Right. But your friend or your employee, they care about the baby. They're friends with the baby, but that's not their baby. So they can hear the ugly baby and not be as wacky. So just spend as little time as possible mentally. I mean, take 10 seconds to go, did I do something wrong? Because it's two things can be true. This person could be crazy and off their rocker, and you still could have done something that you should have done better and you should fix. Did I do something wrong? How can I do this better in the future with non-crazy people? And then did I give them all their money back? So because that takes all their power away. You did a shit job. You didn't for free. You didn't sign a contract, like whatever. You're not even a client. I did this all for free. I don't get the hell out of my life.
So why do you, so I'm just stuck with the money situation. I don't really care about the money, but I'm like, I feel like it just reinforces the crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I just responded to her and I said, I'm so sorry that you had this experience. I mean, I don't
hear what you responded. I'm just going to tell you what I coach, and you can stay in this as long as you want.
No,
you got to decide what your goal is. I keep one of your goals. So if your goal is to settle this person's hash, they're never going to be there. It will not. This is a terrible example, but it's true. I heard self-defense expert. Sorry, ladies. This hopefully will be helpful. I'm not trying to be rude. He talked to ladies who would be attacked and they would get physically raped, and he'd be like, "Why would you let them do that?" And he said, "I thought if I just let him do that, he would leave me alone." You're taking, like, do you think that guy was saying? Of course not. He's a psychopath. Are you a psych? No, I'm normal. So you're taking your normal thoughts and putting it on this crazy person. If I just explain clear enough, then he's crazy. So if you're being attacked, by the way, ladies, the right answer is you take your thumb and you put it through the man's eyeball, and that will end. It doesn't matter how strong he is, how many drugs he's on, literally thumb in eyeball. And that will be the end of that. When we're like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. I know, because you're not a psycho. So if you're worried about him, I couldn't do that. We're not here to settle his hash. We are here to get ourselves out of life threat, and not in this situation in the being attacked. You do what you ever got to do to save your own goddamn life, right? So with this, thank God your life, bless this guy's crazy, we think, isn't at stake. But you're like, I need to fix him. I need to tell him. I need to rehabilitate him. It's like, no, you don't. You need to get your finger in his eyeball. Here's your money and get the hell out of there. Same thing with a purse. If the guy's going to attack you, here's my dang purse. Whatever's in there you can have. I need to be out of here with my health. Give him the $400 or whatever the hell it is, and the conversation's over. So as long as you don't pay him, what's your goal? If your goal is to settle his hash, you will never settle his hash, and you can fight with him as long as you like and be miserable. If your goal is to just move on to make money with other people, give him his goddamn money and be on your way. For you. I'm not saying that for him. I'm on your side. I just want to see you not have to deal with any of this crap. And if $396 or whatever the thing was is enough to get you done with this psychopath, money well spent.
Okay. So, when people have complaints and we're not able to go back because they are crazy, is that just kind of your go-to? You just give them the money back and you say, oh, I'm so sorry you had this experience. And like you said,
Always. With zeros on the end, with a $30,000 car. Here's your money. Give me my car.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm stuck in it. I want to keep the money because we did I looked at the photos, we did a good job, right? Do
you want to settle his hash, or do you want to be rich, or you want to be right?
No, I just don't. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's another question, which I think I know what you're going to say.
One last thing here. I do want to make sure you shouldn't be having this a lot. So if this happens.
No, we don't.
3 or 4 times a year, I'm just going to write that off to people are crazy. If you're having it monthly, now it's definitely a Sasha problem. And I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm saying your system for eliminating for accepting clients is broken. We need to make you more selective. But if it's if it's less than 5 times a year, just give him his money back and move on with your life.
No, we haven't had any for a long time. So I was just really shocked.
You got a crazy person. He snuck in. It happens 1 every 100, nothing to worry about. If it happens 7 every 100, we're going to start worrying. So you're not at that point. Give us the money back. Let's go sell a beautiful human being that really appreciates the work that you do, and why deal with this nut job?
Okay, got it. So then there was also, so this is first quarter 2024 crazy person, so we're done with that. But then we had like a third quarter, like 2023 crazy person who actually filed a dispute with Visa over their cleaning service.
Again, if you just give their money back, none of this happens. You take away all their power.
Okay.
They're now just a psycho yelling. They're not even a client. So
okay,
I wouldn't even fight it.
So they never contacted us. They just literally filed a dispute through Visa.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If it was that way longer, I would fight it back and just say, yeah, we did the cleaning, and Howard did. Again, just spend zero time on this. So actually, if we ever, had a dispute, which would be weird because take money, I just tell Sochi, get the data that you need to give Visa what they want, and I don't care. And then I don't even worry about it. Like,
okay. So I need to start looking at that different. Because I feel like I just get stuck
they
in
want my
it.
money back. I'm probably gonna give them the money back and just move on and make sure I'm not giving too many monies back. Again, I'm not gonna blame this guy. I'm gonna blame my sales process is broken. But if they dispute and don't even call me, I'm just gonna have somebody. If it has to be me, it'll be me. But I'd rather be an accountant.
Okay.
Give Visa whatever data I have to fight that, and then whatever happens, happens.
Okay, got it.
And I'll be honest, I'm probably not gonna give that guy his money back. Like, if he fought the dispute, because then I'm going to go, same thing when I go to the restaurant and they throw on a 20% tip, I might have tipped 30%, but once they hit me with their 18%, I'm not going to tip on top of that. You took your 18%, you get what you get. So same thing. If you'd asked me, I probably would have given it to you. But once you try and take it from me, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just going to be like, Visa, hey, we took it to Visa. Visa said I was correct. Best of luck. I'm so sorry. I hope everything works out for you.
Okay, yeah, we usually only have like a handful of these. Well, I can't even say that actually because we've only been in business like 10 months, but yeah, not very many crazy people. So, okay, well, thank you so much. I need to get out of the mud with that and stop worrying about it. It's about giving money back because you're right, like who cares?
The worst use of your time. And again, that's why I like systems and processes. If we got a business that's, making 10, 20, 30 grand a month, and this knucklehead takes $600 and we go from 16,000, 200 in profit to 15,000 and 8. I was like, who gives a shit? Like, what am I doing here? Like,
okay.
Real quick, Cleaning Nation, if you can think about how you found out about this podcast, maybe a tweet, a Facebook message, iTunes search, some sort of Instagram post, the only way we grow is word of mouth. We don't do paid ads. We don't run ads. You are it. The only ask I have is if you're getting value, share the love. However you found out about this, if it's a review or post, whatever it is, do that. Pay it forward so the next cleaning company owner can change their life as well. Back to the show.
Okay, sounds good. So I had a question about, I would like to sell more weekly cleans. I think we do have some clients that are on the fence about doing bi-weekly versus weekly. What do you think about weekly cleans, and how do you think we can specifically target that?
Really good question. So the mindset I don't want is how do I sell this thing that I want? The mindset I do want is how do I attract people that want the thing I'm selling? Like I would make sure that's what people wanted. So as opposed to trying to find my clients that were happy and served well and satisfied with every other week cleans and try and convert them, I would find the clients that I thought really wanted weekly cleans and try and help them get what they wanted. So more of a mindset shift. So if you've got people that, and then you're like, well, how do I do that logistically? I might make it a little easier for them. I might say, gosh, and again, this would only be for people that want weekly cleans and couldn't afford it or something. And I'd ask them, hey, Sasha, I see how happy you are. And I just get the feeling that you'd really love weekly cleans, but you just haven't thought of it. Am I missing? And if he goes, no, we're super happy. I'm not, that's the end of the conversation. If she says, no, I really would, what do we need? And then I would find the way to remove as much barrier to entry for her. So first I give her a price, because typically it's going to be, because there's a little less time in between each clean, it takes a little less. And if I'm at 45%, I might even go 48% cost of goods sold, or, I might make a small allowance or something like that. Or even so I would make sure she knew the real price. So it wasn't just, well, I'm afraid it's, $400 now, it's gonna be 800, but no, it's only 680 or whatever the case, just make sure she knew it. And then I would say, let's do this. We'll get you on the weekly clean next month. And for any reason you don't think it's, and again, this is only clients that I like and I think they're good. If for any reason you don't think you got $680 worth of value, I'll give you money back. Fair. Now you can't offer that to psycho people because they're gonna take advantage of you. But if I offered that to a good client that wanted it, it's going to be fine. And that's how I remove the barrier to entry. Just make sure they feel safe and good about it. Does that make sense? And I might even offer, hey, for our monthly client, our weekly clients, we also do a monthly refrigerator clean, or, you know, some other, you know, we give a bouquet of roses every quarter, like some upgrade that makes them feel special. So they're like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, just anything I can do to lower the barrier to entry.
Okay, so then I just have a couple other detailed questions about that, if I could ask about the weekly cleans.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so like so let's just numbers here. So let's say we're still doing solos, and that's going pretty well for us. So like for bi-weekly cleans, we have, let's say, like 15 to 1,700 square feet. We're charging like around $175 per.
All that matters is cost of goods sold. So
okay, so it's okay to go up to like 50% for
45%.
Okay, 45% for the bi-weekly, but you were saying I might have some wiggle room for the weekly, because now that client's going from $400 a month to like $600.
It would honestly be just if it was like $720, I might like, I'll go $685. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like doing price, but the goal for everybody is a 45% cost of goods sold.
Okay.
It's not going to be clients down the customer profitability 45s. It'll be 38, 47, you know, so as long as my overall is 45. And again, I hate price is a way to go. So just always don't go by square footage. Don't go by it's literally cost of goods sold. And we want that company-wide to be 45% and anywhere from 40 to 50 individually. Okay.
And then how would you handle like them asking for different things, like, because we are there weekly? So typically it's like working professionals, and they may have like a load of dishes and we'll load of laundry. As long as we can stay within that 45%, like, is it okay to do that? What are your thoughts on that?
I'd probably upsell. Like, if it's not something I agree, like, hey, do you do dishes? Like, absolutely. We've got a service. We love doing dishes. Just $45 a month. Do you want me to add it on?
Okay, so just do it like a monthly and not like a per service, because I don't want to like make a dime.
Everything's monthly. Even if I was doing quarterly carpet cleaning for them and it was $1,000 a quarter, I'm just going to add $333 a month. So I would do everything monthly.
Okay. And then
which is how people want to pay, by the way. Like, they don't want to be like, oh, we did our carpet service this month, so it's expensive. Like, they like the consistency of it's the same thing every month.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what about the weekly cleans? Like, we have this older retired couple, and they're like, they want us to come weekly. We haven't had any issues with payment. However, they are like, we can't prepay. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, again, this is one of those things, like, it's not going to put you out of business because it's just a little thing. I wouldn't do it and just be like, well, they do prepay. I promise you. Like, so you don't go to any gyms, you don't have any memberships, you own this house free and clear. Your car registry, like, they prepay for everything. That's how the world works. Okay. So I would I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I would absolutely lay money on it. If you're like, well, here's how we do our thing. And they're like, we quit. Then one of two things: one, probably not a client I give that much care about, or two, it's like, was I giving that little value? Like, really, that's what our relationship is worth? Like, not prepaying. So we can't prepay is a lie. What they're really saying is we won't prepay. And you're like, well, we only do work, we get prepaid. And I wouldn't even call it prepaid. I would just say we take a credit card on file. We run it at the beginning of every month, just like every other vendor that you have. We're not going to do that. Oh, I'm so sorry, we're not going to be a fit. Anything else I can do for you before I go?
All right. So just like, don't get caught up on that either then. Just say that's what we do.
Yeah. Like, and again, not only have had smaller companies and large companies and coached smaller companies and large companies, I found the larger the company, the more streamlined it's got to be. Like, if you're going to, so yes, when you're doing a little tiny company, if you're like, well, I do it for this guy and we make exceptions all the time, that works for a little company. But when you want to be a big company, it's like, it'll start biting you in the ass when you have 400 clients as opposed to 43 clients.
Okay.
Because now it's like we have, like with Claire on the one-on-ones, like there's a whole overlaid system for scheduling we have to add because she takes one-time cleans. She's like, she doesn't do that. You know, it's like McDonald's. If like we want to add, you know, I can't imagine what they'd add, you know, some different kind of food that, you know, barbecue. Like, it wouldn't just be one thing. It's like a whole different set of systems that they have to add. So that's really what they're saying. I know you've got your own billing thing, but we want a special deal. Oh shit. Well, how many special deals are we going to get? And how many, you know, now I've got to have notes for everybody. So it's not like it's going to ruin your business or you're going to be terrible. It's just more, you just get used to, well, here's how we do it. Like 100% of you guys prepay. There's nobody that's like, well, I don't give a credit card. You give me the coaching. If I like it, I'll pay. I'm like, oh, that's not how this works. Well, I'm going to go somewhere else. okie dokie. Like,
Okay.
there'll be no fighting, just like, well, best of luck. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Well, here we are at the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you before for sticking through with me, but like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend, share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431, 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.